A pirate set sail on an ocean so blue, with a bear and a goat and an owl for a crew. The name of the pirate was Buccaneer Dave, but he wasn't too strong or too smart or too brave. What he had was a smile and a map and a boat, and a crew of a bear and an owl and a goat. His map showed an island, and according to Dave, a treasure that lay in the dark of a cave. He sailed to the island and said to his crew, "All right then, mateys, this is what we'll do. We'll take all that gold from that cave over there." "Hurrah!" said the goat and the owl and the bear. They hadn't gone far on that bright sunny day when they came to a path with a rock in the way. "We'll have to move that," said Buccaneer Dave. "It's right on the path on the way to the cave." But he suddenly realised that something was wrong. How could he move the rock when he wasn't too strong? The bear stepped forward, a bear of few words, and with just one punch broke the rock into thirds. The path cleared, Dave smiled and exclaimed, "Well done you," glad to have a strong bear as a part of his crew. The crew carried on, and they came to a gate. The bear couldn't shift its incredible weight. There wasn't a key, but some words were engraved in a language that wasn't familiar to Dave. "If that's how you open it, I've got no hope. I'm really not smart," and he started to mope. The owl stepped forward. "Let me take a look. This reminds me of something I read in a book." She swapped her bandana for a blue thinking cap, examined the gate, and then gave it a tap. With a rumbling sound, the gate swung open wide, and Dave gave a smile which was bursting with pride. He looked at the owl, and he said, "Well done you," glad to have a smart owl as a part of his crew. They pressed on, and soon they arrived at the cave. "We'll soon have that treasure," said Buccaneer Dave. "Nothing can stop us now. We're on a roll." But inside the cave lived a hideous troll. "Who goes there?" it bellowed. "Who's after my gold?" Dave hid by a rock, not feeling too bold. "Right, mateys," he whispered, "we know I'm not brave, but the treasure's right there at the end of the cave. There must be some way past that beast oh so foul." He looked from the bear to the goat to the owl. The bear shook his head. He wasn't a fighter, though he could lift the troll if he'd been a bit lighter. The owl had a think, but concluded it best if she stayed there and hid by the rock with the rest. "I'll go," said the goat, and Dave said, "Is that wise? That big ugly thing must be 10 times your size." The goat said, "Trolls aren't something goats are afraid of. I'm going to find out what this one is made of." Dave couldn't watch, and he felt quite unwell. All he heard was a crash and a bang and a yell. Then the voice of the goat shouting out, "The coast's clear!" Dave and the owl and the bear gave a cheer. Dave smiled at the goat, and he said, "Well done you," glad to have a brave goat as a part of his crew. And so, their quest over, Dave turned to his crew. "I couldn't have done any of this without you." He split up the gold into 3 equal shares, the goats and the owls and his good friend the bears. "But a quarter is yours," said the owl. "We're a crew." You may not be smart, strong or brave, that is true. What you are, on the other hand, is our friend, and that's more important than gold in the end." And with that, Dave smiled and said simply thank you, glad to have his best friends as a part of his crew.